that's how many hours I've spent playing Apex Legends. And if the saying it takes 10,000 hours to master something is true, then I'm almost there. But it doesn't feel like I'm close to mastering the game. In fact, it almost feels like the opposite. That feeling is really hard to shake when you get in the game and just get absolutely annihilated by every other player for hours on end. It makes me feel like giving up. But to give up would be to throw away all of those thousands of hours of practice and effort. To give up would be to say goodbye to the community we've built here. But most importantly, giving up would feel like failure, just moments away from that finish line. I think what makes the best in the world even better at what they do is that they too have feelings of giving up. They too have moments where they feel like quitting and starting a new path in life. But they're just feelings that can be overcome. So today, as I start up Apex for the 1745th time, I do feel these things, but I also have that urge to just keep trying. So how do we start? How can I improve to the point where I don't feel like I'm always the one losing all the time? And how can I truly become a master of Apex Legends by the time I reach 10,000 hours? Because I'm really not all that far away. Well, I have to push past this slump. I'm probably at a point a lot of other players are facing right now too. They've reached their natural skill ceiling, and now that matchmaking no longer throws in free wins for us when we're performing badly, we just feel like we stink at the game all the time. Anyone else feel that way right now? I do feel like I'm not alone. But this atmosphere is the kind of environment that allows us to make fundamental improvements. Because we don't get to just lazily play until matchmaking hands us an easier lobby. We can't make mistakes so freely because every opponent is challenging. But like I said, we're already at that natural skill ceiling. And to push past that, everything we need to do now needs to be a conscious effort. So let's start my day, my first day towards training to truly become a master at this game before I hit that 10,000 hour milestone. It's going to be a hard grind, but we can break it up into baby steps so that each step along the way feels like we're making progress, and maybe you can come along this journey with me. To truly get better, we have to consciously hit those points we're bad at. So after carefully watching back through my gameplay, I found a few areas that definitely need some work. First, I want to try and get more one clips. I've been relying on shotguns too much, and I know SMGs are more meta right now, so let's get some one clips in today. I felt like my aim with full auto guns is just lacking, and I really need to improve there. I also want to confidently IDL my random teammates into endgame positions. Because whilst I do trust my decision making in this game, I find I often make impulsive decisions because I can get really impatient. If I want to be a master at Apex once I reach 10,000 hours, that has to change. So I think today my focus will be on my aim and just general decision making. If I do well today, I can come back tomorrow and focus on practicing movement like mantle jumping and large strafing mid-combat, but let's just focus on aiming first. So any good day for me starts in mixtape. It's the best way to warm up, practice aim, but most importantly, just get into the flow of things. During my practice time, I like to just almost forget I'm even playing the game. I put on some good music and just vibe until I'm at the point where I'm beaming players without even thinking about it. But recently I've had a lot of friction. It hasn't been that smooth to get into that state. I don't know what it is, but this sort of overwhelming feeling of not being good enough is just there, looming over me. So I almost just needed some wins in my life to remind myself I'm not that bad. So as I warmed up, I tried to race the other players. I told myself to get the most damage in the lobby. That way, I could almost trick myself into letting go of that doubt inside. And for the most part, it worked. After about an hour, I felt pretty warmed up, and I was ready to jump into my first matches of the day. I went straight into rank. I recently dropped down from Diamond to Plat, and I wanted to try get my way back there today. I can't call myself a master at the game if I don't even have master rank each season, so that's a longer term goal of mine we'll get on this channel. The first game went well. We had a lot of action, got some kills, and it was clear my aim warm up had helped a lot, and the coordination we had with the randoms was actually on point. We managed to rotate perfectly into the final ring where things started to get pretty hectic. There's Pathfinder left.
Nice. What the?
Nice.
Get in this one, get in this one.
We got the zone. Yeah, we got the zone here.
Here. No, bro. Sit. No,
Nice. Okay. Maybe they're fighting.
I think I know what.
One here somewhere. One jump down. Yeah. Everything worked well in this game until I pushed out. It's these moments that always get me. Like I said, I can make the right calls until I do something impulsive out of impatience. I just gotta keep reminding myself not to do that. We'll learn. The next game went well too. Besides a bit of a scrap out of the ring early on, we played smart and got ourselves into a great position late game, and this allowed us to pick up some more kills as teams got stuck with the ring moving in. And then, all we had to do is fight for a good spot in the final zone. That was one. Okay, I'm not going to feel too bad about that one. The great thing about games like Apex is you do just generally learn by playing, and even after 8,000 hours, I wasn't too conscious about the fact that players could sit on this ledge, but now I definitely am and won't fall for this again. In the next match, I got lucky enough to have an 80,000 kill Pathfinder on my team. He has more kills on one legend than I have on my entire account. I felt like this would be the perfect opportunity to push more fights and go for those one clips. Surely, with an experienced teammate by my side, this would be an easy opportunity to go full out on the other players in the lobby. But as he mowed through opponents and I was left trying to pick up scraps, I felt like I just couldn't compete with him. I sat on 4 assists whilst he had 7 kills. He got knocked in a fight and it was my chance to finally prove myself and get those one clips. And I died. My aim was terrible, and my position wasn't great either. Honestly, I just choked. But why? I had to stop and think for a moment. Even though I had a great teammate to back me up, I let the pressure get to me. And that pressure led me to make bad decisions and lose the confidence in my own mechanics. I really had to step back and sit out a minute to think about what exactly happened. I thought back on my actions and realized something quite important. I felt the need to almost compete with my teammate to prove that I could be better. Just like in my mixtape matches, I felt the need to compete with the other players and be at the top of the leaderboard. Without seeing any success there, I had no confidence. The whole needing to compete goes way back, ever since I started my YouTube journey. I've tried as hard as I can to be the best. I think it's this romanticized view a lot of us have of the world. We watch these motivational movies, take advice from inspirational figures, and take in this story that we have to be the best at something. We have to come first in that race. We have to outperform the other students at school. We have to be number one. As a competitive person at heart, this has driven this thing inside me that if I don't become the best at something, I'm a failure. I couldn't make it up, right? The next game, I probably had the nicest conversation with a fan ever. He believed I was the best Rampart main. Whilst I was there doubting myself, he had this image of me, this idea that I was the best at something that I couldn't believe myself.
Fucking gaming merchant. Hello, mate. The best Rampart player I've ever seen in my life.
What's up, dude?
Hello. It generally is.
Wait, what?
Gaming merchant, streamer, this Rampart player is amazing.
I think the truth is, it's okay not to be the best. If I can accept that, if I can let that fear of not being the number one go, I think it will really help me to improve and let go of this confidence issue that's standing in the way of me getting any better. As we get closer to these 10,000 hours, I'm starting to learn that being a master at something is no longer about skill, mechanical ability, or experience. It's about managing your emotions, managing how you interact with whatever it may be, sports, games, anything, without any emotions getting in the way. I probably didn't live up to that guy's expectations that game. I went down first, but I was happy to in a way. It's okay to not always meet other expectations, and it's okay not to be the absolute best. With that in mind, I set out to try my hardest to win some ranked games. The next game felt fitting for Halloween season because it was like we were being attacked by waves of zombies. What felt like a safe drop at first led into waves and waves of enemy teams rushing into our POI. Nice. Nice. On the stairs. Nice. Let's go here. We managed to make it out alive though, and the next ring was conveniently right next door. They're fighting, we're gonna try and take this. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's lock down this building. Back two. Okay, let's just defend here. Left hand low. Nice. Okay, this spot here. Come back up if you can. Oh no. You have to wait to the very last second. So this team's going to be moving in here, and then they can't come out that side anymore. We've got to jump down and put fences down. Nice. Where's the other squad? Go, 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 go. What a heartbreaking defeat. I honestly felt like I played that the best I could. Maybe if I were to be more vocal and told my teammates not to drop down as much as possible, the Revenant may not have dropped. But either way, we played it as well as we could. I felt confident going into my next game. And just like before, we had a pretty wild one off drop, with many teams landing down and things being pretty hectic until we had a chance to rotate into the next ring. But instead of rotating, we saw one of the very teams that escaped earlier, rezzing some of their teammates, and we thought it would be a great chance to take them down too. After that, the fighting just kept spilling on. No matter what we could do, fights just followed us everywhere, straight into the later stages of the game. I found it slow. Turn up in here, underneath. We're picking up kills left, right, and center until things took a horrific turn. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. If I wanted to go up there, we could have just used a zip line. Stock tank. Oh dear. Not ready for this. I'm gonna come with it. Perhaps if we were focused a little bit less on shooting and more on positioning, we would have survived for longer, but we had some good fights and I got a bit of LP out of it. I'm not going to complain about that one, even if it wasn't a win yet. The next game, once again, was filled with more hot drop action. I thought to take Octane this time to mix things up. Let's go, let's go. Nice. And despite that mix-up, the hot drop went just as well as before. We led into the next fight with a prowler I picked up, and we took down the teams that tried to third-party us. What is he doing? Inside. Alright. One in the open. Crack the caustic. On our building. Crack the KB. Put your shield up if you can. Nice, thank you. Push this angle here. Coming out with a nice 5 kills and 6 assists. Now all we had to do is survive to the late game and things would be perfect. Up until this point, I realized I hadn't won a single game. I'd hardly one-clipped any players, and I felt like none of the goals I set out for were accomplished. If this were any ordinary day, I'd have just felt like quitting even more, scrapped the video, and sat there unsure about what to do. But instead, the journey I took today made me realize it's okay to lose. I still have another 1,840 hours to go before I become a master at this game. So losing is okay, so long as we're learning. And who knows, maybe we'll win tomorrow. Cheerio.